moving on forward, today I'm going to introduce another wonderful guest of mine. And as I've talked in the start, that I am going to talk about success, I'm going to talk about motivation, I'm going to talk about thriving in life, I'm going to talk about success. There's a lot of things which I'm going to talk about in this segment of today. And for that, I have Mike Littman, who is a speaker, trainer, and a thought leader. He is the former president and founder of and CEO of Mike's International. He's a leadership management coach, and he has done some wonderful accomplishments in life. He was the chief guest speaker at Dr. Lion West Aman Consultant, Microsoft, Melinda Gates Foundation, and he has a lot of things which he has done. So if I keep on talking about his achievements, I think the segment's time would be, we would like pass on the time. So how are you, Mike? Welcome to the show.
Highly appreciate really for showing up, Heart Divinity, and most importantly, I really want to appreciate like the guys like they recommended me out of here, Rehan, like this is a greatest guy, like he's really playing a pivotal role really on this part of the globe, and thank you very much. So today's topic is so amazing.
Yeah.
And before, like I really need to talk about just like we started off, like right now the situation in Palestine, Israel. Like I personally believe, and recently we had a peace conference and more than 56 countries participated in it. So I have really given my message out there is like everyone on this globe is our family member, like because we have three most important clients in our life. We have intimate client, and we have internal client and external client in our at our home or like at our business like right now. So I personally feel like we all are contributing, and we all are like giving all our sense like to help our intimate client. And intimate client mean like your intimate relations, your family. Like if you gotta treat everyone on this globe like as a family member, so I can make you sure like there will be a peace on this part of globe, or like everywhere on this globe, because by end of the day we are looking for the peace, we are looking for the peace of mind. And the purpose of life is like to stay because we want to live together. You don't want to be you never want it to be isolated, so we feel peaceful really when we are living together.
When we are living in connectivity.
Unity and living together, exactly, this is what. So I personally feel like everyone in this globe is our family member. So because you are sitting up here, I came up here, like, and this organization, everyone on this globe is working for the family, because family is a kind of truth, really, because we all are connected with the family, and the family definitely have its own content.
Yes.
I recently have completed a course on like how to stay at home. And how to connect with the people at home. So if we gotta do everything
for the people at home,
people are at home. So if we gotta treat everyone on the globe like as a family member, so you would see like there will be a peace.
There will be a peace of mind. And if we talk about the rights of animals, if we talk about the rights of dogs, if we talk about the right of every individual, then we should talk about the rights of women. We should talk about the rights of kids, who has nothing to do with this war which is going on, and they are being, there is a genocide going on. But coming back towards the topic of today, because
yes,
we don't want to sound very, unusual today. So coming back towards the topic, and as we have discussed, we are going to talk about success. And for different people, the concept of success is different. But what do you think achieving the goals, or achieving maybe peace of mind, or humility, or maybe money, what should be the idea of success for you?
Seriously, it's a very complicated.
Because it is a complicated question, because usually people are looking towards these external things, but most of the time we talk about these internal things.
Yeah, it's a very fully loaded question. So let me really share with you, because a lot of people ask me, because what should I do? What's my goal? Because a lot of people are doing a lot of things. So what can I do? So I have very clear-cut messages for everyone, like who is watching this podcast or watching this live over here. So I just ask people, what one thing is hurting you, or what one thing like has been hurting you in your life, and now you've been suffering from it, and now you don't want people to suffer from it.
All right.
You don't want people like to experience this. This is your goal, and this is your opportunity. Like Jack Ma says, like you never need to get worried about where your teachers are worried about. You even never need to get worried about where your parents are worried about. You never need to get worried about where your government is worried about, your friends are worried about, or your even family. I lost my wife passed away a couple of months ago. Even you don't even never need to get worried about what your intimate relations or your daughter, your son, or even your wife is worried about. You need to get worried about because you're born to get worried about, whereas no one is worried about. And you need to put all your sense into it. And that would help you a lot really to get something out of your life, because life is a mission. And
this
we
is
are
a different
indebted.
perspective which I've heard today.
Yeah.
Because thinking about something which has damages you, you don't want it to damage some other person.
Exactly.
That should be your goal.
Exactly. And I personally feel your success is not about you. Your success is not about like one folk or with one group of people. No, your success is about the people. You're born to make other people successful. It means success is not personal.
And this should be the quality of a leader, I guess.
Exactly.
I mean, if
this is what we are. This is what we are bringing selflessness into it, right? It's a selflessness. You know, so you gotta be worried about people. If you are worried about one thing and then you put all your sense into it, it's to definitely every morning like it's going to wake you up. So I personally feel your success is not about you, and success is very much impersonal. And if success is impersonal, it means your dream is not personal. Like you are not dreaming about you are dreaming about the people. Like if you see Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, you see Elon Musk, they are worried about people.
Yes,
you see the Mark Zuckerberg, like you are born to become a solution. And I have, most of the time I say people, hey, this is the most powerful affirmation like you can have it. I'm a solution. I'm a
but how
solution.
can you give a solution to the people when you are yourself not complete? You're not happy with yourself, you're not successful, you think that I'm not good enough, and when you doubt yourself, then how would you help others? So first, I think, what do you think that doubting yourself should be is the hindrance when it comes to letting people or helping people?
Yeah, definitely it's a responsibility. Even I'm telling you, the success is not personal, your freedom is not personal, your dream is not personal. Even I feel responsibility is never a personal stuff thing.
Achha. Right.
Your responsibility, like you're not born to take responsibility of group of people or your family. No, you're responsible for everyone on this globe. It's very impersonal. So I believe, like you see, here's the greatest story happened on this part of globe, Dr. Ruth Val.
Yeah.
The greatest story, I have discussed a lot about her, like everywhere. And I'm pretty sure, like, people have started to understand. Even I'm putting selflessness into the leadership. Leadership, a lot of people, like, they're talking about it's a very personal, it's a responsibility. No, it's more than responsibility. It's about selflessness. It's about, like, taking responsibility of everyone. So the missing factor in our life is the responsibility. And what we can inculcate and what can we install into the people's life while they're going to the school. I trained 10 million people all over the globe, children, because that was my startup. I feel like they're the most valuable people because they're going to create the future.
Yes.
They are our future. And
they are the future.
so we definitely, I've created so many courses for the young kids. If if someone comes, if a kid like can speak English, understand English, and the age is around 13 years, so if some children, like if they come to my course and they attend like just 6 months course, I can make sure they can work like Steve Jobs, they can work like Mark Zuckerberg, they can think like this.
All right. So how do you think that how important it is to become the producer than the consumer? Because when we talk about people and when they think of success, they think, oh, I want to get the job, I want to get this thing, I want to do this thing in life. So they have their smaller goals. But being the creator or being the creator of a job for somebody else, how important is this? What is the mindset of those people who had created a lot of big things? Like, as you talking about Steve Jobs.
Yeah, seriously, you're speaking my mind now, like, because because I'm really working on the mindset, because mindset is the biggest issue.
Yes.
So I believe. So we really need to develop a powerful mindset for us, and especially the business mindset. And here's the one law get activated. This is a law of freedom. So I don't believe in freedom is not like just like you would have like on Sunday or you would have some other holidays. No,
Yeah.
freedom is a biggest responsibility. Freedom mean like I don't know why people they prefer jobs and the jobs is like insecure. People feel most of the time people feel insecure. That's why like they want to make it secure and they want to see themselves like into the jobs. Okay, I don't believe in accepting salaries. I believe in if you are working on the globe and if you are working for the salary. I'm so sorry, like on this part of globe, I'm just talking maybe. Yeah. So if
But how can
so,
we develop this mindset that, job is one thing, but doing something for your own self is more important?
yes, exactly, because your freedom is hidden definitely in a couple of things. Number one, like you need to think to become like you must have your own business. I'm talking about entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Like we need to introduce it
Yes.
like at the optimum level, and we really need to talk to the kids even like what I do with my kids. Most of the time I go in a cafeterias or like on weekends. So I ask my kids like how to get this, and do you know how to pay for this, and where you will get this money, and do you know what your papa is doing like, and what he gets, what he's like getting out of it. So I'm just developing their mind as a business mindset, as an entrepreneurship mindset, because it happens, it starts from really beginning of your life.
Yeah.
So I have started to inculcate, and then I'm really, talking to them like how to become, so way to get money. So 95% income is being taken by the investors. Okay,
It's a fact.
Yes, and the entrepreneurs and the investors and other 5% income is taken by, and they are 95% people.
Yes, they are 95%.
They are self-employed. They are the employees. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, but it's a reality because we really need to stop kidding ourselves now. This is the right time because world is taking really a paradigm shifting.
Yes, world has changed.
It's
It's a new
the-
world we are living in. It's
the
the world of technology.
Passive income in the past, now it's becoming an active income. And I'm telling you, like after a couple of decades, you will see the people will start making money from their homes. In the United States, 70% people like they earn money from their homes. Okay, they're working at the home, like they are using, because now life is getting shifting really, and we really need to think accordingly. We really need to revise our content. We need to really look at it from the scratch, because by end of the day, I recently have a podcast with IB, like at a channel, so at FM. So I told them like education is making people proud, okay, and it's bringing the self-esteem way down.
Really?
Yeah. So because we are not connecting our kids with the money from the child, we said no, education is just for education. So we are not really, putting the right stuff into the education. So we need to tell them no, earning money is the biggest goal.
Is the biggest goal. Should be the biggest goal. That is really
Yeah,
important.
must
And
be.
we should start telling our kids since a very young age that making money should be the goal, and they should know that making money through different platforms, like as we talked about entrepreneurship, and as we have talked about the changed world, the technology, a lot of things, that through these sources, it's more easier to make money than
Exactly.
doing in a job.
Yeah, education is becoming definitely, it's becoming very optional. A decade ago, like I had a discussion with the greatest guy from Holland, and I talked to him like we need to work on, and we need to become really focused, and really need to know like how can kid likes make money. So he started a school in Holland, and when the kids like they became 16 or 15, they started to make $1 million.
Wow.
So
we have talked about success, and we have talked about the mindset and changing the paradigm shift of the world. What do you think that what should be the work philosophy when it comes to people who actually wants to do something, they are working, and what is your work philosophy?
Yeah, I recently have especially for the last couple of decades, I've been thinking about like how to get work done. So I got some paradigm shifting on it. So
Really?
so
So your own perspective have changed.
yeah, recently I was reading an article from Brian Tracy, and he had a trip to the Turkish people, and the people invited him how to get work done, why Turkey is not progressing like other countries. So he said, okay, just give me a couple of days, I will talk to the people and then I will let you know. And just from the first day, when he just took his car and he got out, and he noticed just right at 2 o'clock in the day, people were coming back from their offices. And he asked a couple of people, hey, why are you going back to from offices to your home? And the people told him, because we are just concerned about one great season, on the TV, so we are just coming back to watch the season.
The season.
So he completed he wrapped up his statement. People, they are not at the work, and people, if they are at the work, they are not into the work. This is a great philosophy. If you see people, they're working from 9 to 5, so we need to look at 4 o'clock. If you're going to see them at 4 o'clock, they just go and they just see people and they start shaking hands, and they see people, okay, the day is good over, we're going to see tomorrow. And they really, they get all the stuff removed from the table, and they feel so relaxed. They take a last cup of tea and the coffee, and they say to the people and say hi.
Okay, bye.
And bye. Okay, see you tomorrow. Hopefully, we're going to be in hunky-dory. We're going to see you tomorrow. So people have a celebration when
they are going back.
when they're going back. So work is so amazing. Work has a philosophy. If you're doing something, okay, and you're doing something, keep it in your mind to get some extraordinary results. That's we call the work. Okay. Otherwise, there is no work. People are at the work, but they're not into the work. That's why they are not so productive. Okay, at the workplace.
And how can we make people productive at work? I mean, can we just relax them? Can we just give them okay, fine, you have 30 minutes, go take a nap, you will feel better, you can come back, and I mean then there are companies like Google, they are doing this.
Yeah, they even a habit of working 24 hours. When Sundar Pichai, he created that Navigator app. They work for 88 hours. Consistently, they've been working for 88 hours.
Because they were really into that work. They love it. I mean, if you don't love your work,
they're a solution provider.
Yeah,
they're a solution provider. They love humanity. If you put that LQ, this is called love quotient, into your work. If you're putting love into your work, okay, so you're definitely going to do something out of the box, because you are not job oriented. You are project. You are work oriented people. Okay, so the work is something. Work is not 9 to 5. Because work is
I
like
think
a
work
mission.
should not be 9 to 5 actually. I mean, then when you just tell people that this is the time you have to work, then they will be like, okay, when it's going to be over. So but if you tell them that you're relaxed, you have this target, you can achieve it whenever you want. This is your time limit, and just do it in your own way. They would be more productive. What do you think?
Exactly. Even John C. Maxwell has elaborated how to hire people, especially at the leadership or the leader position. You need to hire someone who's already worked at least for 6 months voluntarily for the people, and he's not been charging for 6 months, and he's been look at the motivation level, okay, if you have that kind of motivation levels, and then you get your salary or your check in billions, Sundar Pichai is getting 5 crores in a day.
Wow.
Why? Because he is bringing new ideologies of teamwork, how to get, you asked, how to get connected with the people at your workplace. So definitely, it's the organization's job, to take care of internal client. Because they're the most important people.
Even I mean, if you don't take care of your employee, then they will not give you a good result.
Exactly. Even I noticed Brian, he was my CEO of my first job and my first company. He was used to come into my office, and we used to sit down. And after hours and hours, and he said, hey, Mikey, you're not looking at me. I said, oh, I'm sorry, I'm at my work. He was my CEO. Okay, so I learned from him one thing, you never need to wait for your work. It's a paradigm shifting again. You never need to wait for your work. You need to go after the work. Like I had this habit, like if my boss has given me a task, so I just after completing my task, I went back to my boss and I say, hey, it's done. So do you have more work? I was hungry for the work. People need to be hungry for the work. You would see like they would become legends. So after doing my first task, I went back to my boss and said, hey, my job is done. So do you have more work? He said, okay, I have more work. Okay, so they're giving me more work. Okay, I came back to my seat. I don't have a seat. I had a habit like to work in just in a standing position. I never took revolving chair. I just used to sit in a chair like in my break time when I need a coffee. So I just wrapped up my work and I went back to my boss. My job is done. Do you have more work? He said, okay, just go and have fun. Okay, so I was after my boss. I was after my work.
So this is
I never waited for the work, right?
Yeah.
So this is what we need to develop in ourselves, right? Whatever you're doing.
But this can only be developed when we give people the liberty to enjoy.
Exactly. So
within
you first
their
need,
work.
yeah, exactly. You need to take care of your internal client.
I mean, if you do not take care of them, they will not be happy working for you.
This is where like we need to develop the personhood level leadership. How can you develop it? This is the fifth and the ultimate level of leadership. When people come at your workplace,
motivated enough to work.
Their motivation level is really at the top notch and they come out on the board because my boss is so amazing. Even he is not at the work, but they had a pain for you and they get work, everything for you. It's the highest level because the first level is a quite miserable level where the people like they get leadership position, okay, and the people are working under him. Why? Because they have a fear they're going to be fired.
And I believe that after COVID, there's a lot of things have changed. People start working from home. People start working. I mean, the 9-to-5 culture has, it demolished, I believe. And then the sense of responsibility of the employee also increases when it's like, okay, fine, I can relax, I can work, and I have this deadline, I will meet it. And so do you think that this creating this pressure again and again of this working hours and such thing, that they can damage the employees' perception towards work?
Yeah. So what happened actually, I personally feel we need to see opportunity in every problem, okay? But sometimes people see problem in every opportunity. But my point is, like that was a great time, I feel, like because it could bring us a lot of shifting and people started to think differently now. People have a different perspective.
Yes.
People have different perspective about the work. And the work is not something like you're just working and you have you have a mission in your mind. But I feel there are different levels of work, right? Sometimes people, they work hard. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. If people work smart, still it doesn't work. If people work from heart, it's still not working, okay? Because in a work perspective, people have been advising people, the leadership has been done on these levels, but now people need to work in all waking hours. You need to develop this habit. Why? Because nature is working all the time. Okay, so we need to work all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
We should not specify ourselves that, okay, this is the time I'm going to work, this is the time I'm not going to work, I'm not supposed to. Obviously, we should work all the time and enjoy our life along with that. Otherwise, we would not sustain this pressure, I believe.
Exactly. Because
Thank you so much, Mike.
Thanks a lot.
I had a wonderful discussion with you, and I think a lot of people has changed their perspective towards work and towards success and happiness and peace and goals. Thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, really. And the last concluded thing, we need to bring selflessness into our work. And because you are born to work, this nature is working 24 hours for you. So it's a human being because energy is so contagious, okay? So you are born to work 24/7. You are sleeping or you are working. You are sleeping and you are working. And the philosophy...
There is no in between. Thank you so much.
After every 2 hours, you can take 15 minutes nap. This is also gurus are recommending. So I can recommend it too. Thanks a lot really for inviting me here on this